Hi friends, welcome to day 5 of 30 Days of Grace. Living free, loved and destined to reign. On the Smart Believer podcast with me, Pastor Blessed Uwoh. Over the last few days, we've discovered that grace isn't just forgiveness, it's empowerment. It's not just freedom from sin, it's the power to reign in life through Christ. But today, let's talk about something we don't often associate with grace: rest. Because grace doesn't just make us productive, it makes us peaceful. Today's verse to consider is Hebrews chapter 4 verse 10, and it says, "For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from their works, just as God did from his." We live in a culture that glorifies hurry, fast results, quick fixes, endless to-do lists. Even in ministry, we sometimes carry that same mindset. If I'm not busy for God, I'm not being faithful to God. But grace whispers something different. You don't prove your faith by grushing, you reveal it by resting. The Bible says that when God finished creating the world, He rested, not because He was tired, but because He was satisfied. That's what grace invites us into. A life lived from satisfaction, not exhaustion. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 10 reminds us that to truly enter God's rest, we must cease from our own works, from our striving, our proving, our performing, and learn to simply be. Grace taught me that rest is not laziness, it's alignment. It is the place where we let go of control and let God take control. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 11, 28 to 29, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Notice, He didn't say, "I will give you a break." He said, "I will give you rest." That's deeper. It's not about taking a day off. It's about learning to live from a place of dependence, peace, and trust. Now, I lead differently. I no longer start my day by asking, "What do I need to do?" I ask, "Lord, what are you already doing, and how can I flow with it?" Because grace is not a race, it's a rhythm. I once spoke with a young businesswoman who said she was exhausted from trying to prove herself to her boss, her family, even to God. She told me, "Pastor, I'm constantly afraid of slowing down. It feels like if I stop, everything will fall apart." I said to her, "Sometimes God lets things pause so you can realize they run better in His hands than in yours." She later told me that slowing down, praying before each day, taking moments of quiet reflection actually made her more productive, not less. That's the paradox of grace. When you rest, God works. When you strive, grace steps aside. Rest is a declaration of faith. It says, "God, I trust you enough to stop worrying." It says, "My value isn't in my performance, it's in your presence." It says, "Even when I'm still, you are still working." That's what Hebrews chapter 4 calls us into. Resting as God rested. Grace invites us to stop trying to finish what Christ has already finished. Grace affirmation. Declare with me, "I choose rest over striving." Grace is my rhythm. I move at the pace of peace, not pressure. I trust God to do what only He can do. Daily practice. Take one intentional pause today, just 10 minutes. Turn off the noise, silence your phone, and breathe deeply. Say out loud, "God, I rest in your finished work." Then, watch how peace begins to return to your heart. Let that be your new rhythm, not rush, but rest. Join me tomorrow. Until then, remember, grace doesn't rush you, it renews you. The more you rest, the more He reigns. This is the Smart Believer podcast with Pastor Blessed Uwoh, where faith meets wisdom and grace changes everything. For more, visit our website, smartbeliever.cw.center. Follow me on Facebook and YouTube at Blessed Uwoh, and on Instagram at Blessed_Uwoh for more on grace. God bless you.